Hello, I'm Benny Herron with the Father Engagement Unit, and I just want to talk to you a little bit about the child supervision and babysitting guidelines. I think it's important to highlight these things because we're heading into the holiday season, and as we approach holiday schedules in schools, vacation times, one parent may have time off, the other parent may not, or both parents may have to work. What are we going to do with our children as an option when we talk about being able to leave them at home or not leave them at home? And again, these are just simple guidelines. These are guidelines that were formulated with social workers from Fairfax County and as well as community partners. So I want to be intentional in making sure that I read these guidelines clearly so that you understand that these are just guidelines and not laws. So, 8 years and under should always be in care of a responsible person. Children this age should never be left unsupervised in homes, cars, playgrounds, or yards. 9 to 10 years old may be ready to be left unsupervised for 1.5 hours during daylight and early evening hours. From 11 to 12 years old, they may be ready to be left unsupervised up to 3 hours during daylight and early evening hours. 13 to 15 may be ready to be left unsupervised more than 3 hours, but not overnight. 16 and older, they may be ready to be left unsupervised overnight, but for only 1 to 2 days with a plan in place. And that's the key, a plan in place. So when we talk about these plans and we talk about supervision, also babysitting might be something that we have to pay close attention to as well. And you might ask, well, can my older, child that may be 16 or 17, can they babysit their younger siblings? And yes, again, they can, but with specific guidelines. From 10 years to 12 years old, they may care for a child up to 3 hours with the help of an adult. 13 to 15 years old, they may be able to babysit infants and children overnight, but not overnight. 16 years old and older, they may be able to watch children overnight. And again, these are all maybes, and these are all based on your children's or your child's ability to handle these situations. Do they have the capacity? Do they have the knowledge and the foresight to handle emergencies? Can they dial 911? Are they comfortable even being alone and maybe even cooking for themselves? And do they have family and friends that they can reach out to in case of an emergency? And again, these are just simple guidelines. These are not laws. So you have to make the best decision for yourself and for your child. And it's important to know your child and know what their capacity is or isn't. Again, I'm Benny Herron. Thank you. And for more information regarding child supervision and babysitting guidelines, you can go to fairfaxcounty.gov and search child supervision.